गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम टू Gana Shot. Gana Shot में आप सबका स्वागत है. Today we're going to see if the Indus water treaty is Pakistan Strait of Hormuz. Can we close the tap? What happens if we close the tap? Can Pakistan recover? Does Pakistan have any other way out? The answer to all this is they can't. But let me at the outset put it. We can't close the tap fully either, right? Come what may, the Indus basin has too much water that even if you take all your water, you'll still have water going in there. But what we can control is variability. Variability is something which I'm putting it up front. Water variability is something Pakistan can't handle. It can't handle. But having said all this, what I'm going to do today is slightly different. I am going to tell everyone, and everyone should know this, that Pakistan's water problem is self-inflicted. It's not India's fault. It's not that because Pakistan we close the tap, Pakistan will die tomorrow. Pakistan is dying without your closing the tap. This is what I'm trying to put across to everyone. वैसे भी पानी नहीं है उसमें. So just see what they have done with their water systems. Now, over and above that, it has become the Strait of Hormuz also. It has become a Strait of Hormuz not because we are going to close the tap, because they have closed their own tap. 80% is their work. Only 20% will help them close the tap. So let's get going. Unless I give you facts, figures, and everything, the Pakistanis will keep telling, "Oh, India is doing this, India is doing that." So let's put it because these politicians have started talking like this, right? Let's get the facts right. Okay. First fact is this: there's been a lot of social media people writing, India has conveyed to Pakistan that it is ready to restore Indus water treaty and allow the natural flow of rivers. In return, Indian government is seeking reopening of Pakistan airspace for the Indian airlines without restrictions. Pakistan has kept its airspace close to the Indian airlines since last year's military conflict. This has caused millions of dollars of loss to Indian airlines due to longer route and additional operational thing, and India is in a bad situation, right? And India is not able to manage this problem. India will only manage this problem if Pakistan, allows airspace and all. This is a nonsense. India has given no such proposal. That's the first thing, right? And they should know the reality. The reality is this. The reality is this. भाईजान धोने के लिए पानी दे दो. ये है reality. And मोदी जी के पास पूरा टाइट करने के लिए चाबी है. That's the reality. Okay? Okay, now let's go further. You see that there's actually a water crisis in Pakistan. There is a huge water crisis in Pakistan. And it is not new. And it is not because of India. Look at it, groundwater collapsing and kharif crops in peril and tanker mafia. There's a tanker mafia who gives water. Urgent reforms required. All there, a nation running dry. These are headlines of their newspapers, which I put it as a collage. So that all of you know what the real story is. If you go to any newspaper and put water or Indus water treaty or Indus waters or these headings, you'll get hundreds of articles in Pakistan. And you'll see at the bottom of it, the problem is of Pakistan. And I'll show it to you today. Look at this guy, Syed Zafar Ali, in his parliament, what he said. He's speaking of the water crisis, not because of Indus, otherwise. Okay, look at him. Hear him.
हम अगर ये पानी का क्राइसिस नहीं अभी सॉल्व करेंगे तो हम भूखे मर सकते हैं। उसकी वजह ये है कि इंडस बेसिन जो है वो ही हमारा लाइफलाइन है। 3/4 जो पानी हमारा आता है सर टोटल बाहर से आता है। हमारी 9 में से 10 में से 9 लोग जो है ये इंडस वाटर बेसिन के ऊपर ही रिलाय करके अपनी जिंदगी बसर कर रहे हैं। 90% स्टेटिस्टिक्स के मुताबिक 90% जो हमारी क्रॉप्स हैं, जो हमारी फसलें हैं, वो इस पानी पे डिपेंड करती हैं। हमारे जितने पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, जितने डैम्स हैं, वो इसी पानी के ऊपर बने हुए। तो इसलिए अगर ये हम इसको हम समझते हैं कि ये एक वाटर बॉम्ब हमारे ऊपर पड़ा हुआ है जिसको हमने डिफ्यूज करना है, इसको खत्म करना है।
So he says he's talking of a water bomb. He is very clear. They are fully dependent on Indus. If anything happens in Indus, they are risking. But the problem is that water bomb and that water crisis is self-created. It is not created by India. In fact, as per the Indus Water Treaty, 80% of water of Indus goes to Pakistan. Only 20% is our share. So what are they doing with the 80%? Okay. Now see, this cartoon depicts a lot. This is a Pakistani cartoon, right? And just see what this chap says. He says floods have crippled Pakistan yet again. How will an IMF bailout dependent nation ever achieve climate resilience with such an acute dearth of funding? So this is his climate budget. Okay. When these two same chaps, this climate ministry guy, he says, look, he wants to go and touch the military budget. The same guy who talks here says, don't touch that budget. Very clear. They are not short of funds. They are spending more money. Their army is looting this nation. They are spending more money on aircraft and J-10s and this and that. They want to fight with India, but not solve their own water crisis. See this cartoon. It is their cartoon, not my cartoon. I told you, no. I will make Pakistanis speak to all of you. Today, see what they are saying. Okay. Okay, let's get ahead. Look at this fellow. That's why I said this fellow is a deputy prime minister of Pakistan. Unelected. Form 47 chap. Illegal. What does he say? Pakistan is increasingly becoming recognized as a peacemaker and an emerging middle power, a net security provider. Next objective is to become an economic power. भैया economic power, how will you become? पानी तो है ही नहीं, पानी जितना है तुमने नष्ट कर दिया है। पहले पानी तो सॉर्ट आउट कर लो। Now, let me give this graph. Understand. You see, this orange line is the availability of water per capita. This is blue line is the increase in population. This gray line is a water stress level. This orange line, yellow line is the water scarcity level, and this blue line is absolute water scarcity level. Okay. Now, somewhere around 85, 86, 87, Pakistan became a water stressed state because as population kept increasing, the water availability kept reducing. Around 2010 or so, it became a water scarce nation. It breached the scarcity line. Scarcity line is 1,000 cubic meters per capita. Today, it's an absolute water scarcity levels. Not because they don't have water, they don't know how to manage it. Not they don't know how to manage it, they're not interested in managing it. पैसा लगता है, वो पैसा तो लूट रहा है वो असीम मुनीरन gang and all these Shabbat Sharif and gang. He's not interested in giving money. You put money like we have put, there'll be no water problem. Mind you, India is also in a bad condition. India is not the surplus of water. but we know how to manage it better. Okay. Now, what are the causes of water crisis? Same causes. What I said 3 days back. I have to repeat it because the problem is the same. The water is the same. Population growth and urbanization, deforestation and mismanagement. Mismanagement is the biggest problem, and I'll show you how they mismanaged it. Climate change and glacial melt. We'll talk of that also today. Inefficient water usage in agriculture, lack of adequate water storage infrastructure, and Green Pakistan initiative. Today we'll talk of that also. लूट पाकिस्तान में लूट हो रहा है, लूट, ठीक है ना? वो लूट के बारे में बात करते हैं आज. This is something we all know. There are 5 rivers in Indus. 3 eastern rivers are ours, 3 western rivers are theirs. We all know that. But the problem of these rivers is this. Indus does not reach the sea. There is salinity coming up. Groundwater is depleting. Okay, there's no groundwater because there's overuse of groundwater. Contamination of water is very high. Cities are struggling for water. All their cities are struggling for water. And water management is poor. Now, this is a very interesting book, publication. This publication is Pakistan getting more from water. It's a World Bank publication. If you go to the net and type out publication, Pakistan country water resources, assistance strategy, water economy running dry. This is of vintage model. I mean, this is about 5 years, 6 years back. This, but before this, the precursor to this is another one. I think it was in 93, 94, the World Bank came out with it. And they updated it in about 2013, and this is the 2020 variety. There are 3 publications. One old publication, you'll not get it on the net. That updated 2013 publication you'll get, but not with all these colors and all. It's in a black and white printout. And this. These are revelations about Pakistan's water problem. Revelations. And I'll show you a jhalak of this. Because it tells you what is the exact problem in Pakistan. It tells you the fix also. It tells you how to fix it. And it doesn't talk of the fact that you have to, do anything with Indus. India can do anything it wants with Indus. Pakistan is not in a problem. Provided they do the right thing. But how will they do it? Because their bloody internal wiring is wrong, bhai. The Strait of Hormuz for Pakistan is not India. It is Asim Munir and gang. They are the ones who are denying Pakistan of water. Okay. Now, as per that report, Pakistan is well endowed with water. There are only 16 countries in the world which have more water than Pakistan. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this? That there are only 16 countries which have more water than Pakistan. And yet it is water scarce and water this thing. I cannot imagine it. 32 countries have less water per capita than Pakistan. 32 countries. However, the average per capita GDPs of 26 of those countries is 10 times that of Pakistan. 26 countries have less water than Pakistan, but their GDP is 10 times more than Pakistan per capita. Overall GDP, of course, will depend on the total population and all. Why? Because they are managing their water sources well. What's wrong with Pakistan? So if Pakistan manages its water well, Indus Water Treaty is not the Strait of Hormuz. if they manage it well. But they're not managing it well. So they now are crying that in India is the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is themselves. Pakistan's water consumption is dominated by agriculture, which is 20% of the GDP. This report says this. This is a World Bank report. And this is the third report in succession. There are major crops: wheat, rice, sugarcane, and cotton. They consume 80% of the quota, but generate only 5% of the GDP. They have not done any crop management, any shift to cash crops or anything. No. Modernizing agriculture, farmers, वो जो क्या agricultural reforms, farmers reforms, they have done nothing. Economic cost to Pakistan from poor water and sanitation, floods and droughts are conservatively estimated to be 4% of GDP. That is $12 billion per year. Per year, because they do poor management. And they are begging for $7 billion from IMF. And they're licking everyone's backside for getting chanda. If only they do some basic governance well, they can manage. The economic cost of degradation of the Indus Delta is estimated to be around $2 billion per year. They have done nothing for all this. The problem is within. These are facts and figures. This is not Shankar's report. This is a World Bank report. Okay? Now, like that Zafar Ali Khan said in the beginning, this country has only one source of water, Indus. Nothing else. If you have only one source in your country, then you are a high risk fate. See, similarly, if you see the Nile Delta, they also have same problems. Egypt, Sudan, same problem as Pakistan. Single source of water. There are no additional sources which can be brought into the system. And water conveyance is only 40% efficient. Inefficient water conveyance. That's for many reasons. Because the canals have to be maintained. Water conveyances, you have to ensure water comes to your tap. There will be no taps, no pipelines. The canals are silted. If canals are silted up, that means there's sand at the bottom, which means the amount of water which it can convey is less. If you put more water in such a canal, the water will go out. Okay. Pakistan's economy is the most water intensive and dependent in the world. They have not got away from it. 70 years plus. All three reports which you read say this point. Water withdrawal as a percentage of total renewable percentage is renewable water, that is groundwater, 74%. Iran draws 67%. That's also what that inka buy hai wo. India is the next at 40%. And we are alarmed at our amount of water we are drawing from underground aquifers. And look at this. Others are much less. Even Afghanistan is less. Flooding and drainage problems are increasing in the lower Indus basin, right? Due to combination of building embankments to restrict meandering of the river, rising bed levels due to silt collection. See, when a river meanders and changes course, it has automatic mechanisms to sort itself out. It deposits sand there. If the sand is deposited, the silt, it will change course. It will find another thing. It's normal. But if you have a channel and silt is getting deposited only on that channel. Soon that channel is full of sand and silt, and the water it carries is less. There's no meandering, there's no nothing, there's no circulation. Finished. And you, for all this, you need a knowledge base. They don't have a knowledge base. In any manner, institutionally, they have no knowledge base. Whether it is algorithmic or AI based or AI and all, you forget. A normal analog system they don't have. They don't even have a basic fundamental desi knowledge system or board. They might be having. After all, those people who are living by the Indus will know how the Indus behaves daily. But has it been tapped into their national resource? No. Infrastructure is in a poor state of maintenance. Governance deficit is high and project implementation is poor. We know that. The only thing which gets implemented in Pakistan is loot. We know that also. There's nothing new I'm saying. Pakistan is broke because no one pays for water. No one pays for water. You and I pay. I pay the Chennai Metro Water and Sewage and Water Board for giving me water and for my sewerage. Every quarter I pay. And what I pay gets assessed on how old my building is. How much water I consume. I mean, in many cities it's a flat rate, depending on. But we pay. They don't pay. You go to any farmer, he pays for his water. He pays for water which comes through the canals. I was once speaking to a farmer in Punjab. They call it Sua. A canal is called a Sua. कहता साहब जी सुआदा पानी जो है ना थोड़ा महंगा पड़ता है हमें. I said why? Because you have to pay. So what do? They go in for diesel generators and all that. Put your pump and get water out. Then I asked him, why don't you do more of it? Put one more pump. He says, no, I can't get more water. If I get more water, the water level is going down. I need more pump, all that. He explained to me. He was aware. So he says, I can't help but buy water. Pakistan, no one buys water. So if you don't buy water, there's no revenue. If there's no revenue, how will they maintain? The guys who are supposed to be the biggest landlords, no, don't pay anything. Now, these are the graphics which are there in that report. All what I said in all these in bullet point forms is there in this graphic. This graphic has everything. If you open that report, you will be astounded to know at the levels at which these chaps are operating. ये है सब कुछ. All what I've written there is there in this. I'm showing you this to all of you so that all of us understand how much Pakistan is poodle faking. एक तो बोलना है कि भैया हम तो मर रहे हैं, माँ मर रही है, मेरा सब कुछ, आई एम द विक्टिम, आई एम बीइंग विक्टिमाइज्ड बाय इंडिया. और मेरे भाई खुद तो कर लो. Please folks, this is not for increasing my subscription or anything. I'm exposing Pakistan. Please share this with your friends. Please share the day before yesterday's video and this video with your friends about IWT and everything, so that people know the truth. They're very clear what undermines water security in Pakistan. The World Bank is clear. The World Bank knows these chaps are lying. Look at this. Gaps in water resource management, poor irrigation service delivery, climate change, all these things which I spoke of are there. What all I've spoken of there are there in this. Where did I get all that information from? From this report only. Okay. Now let me go into certain things on ground. Pakistan has three major reservoirs, dams. Two are existent and third is being constructed. Tarbela and Mangla. These were constructed with the money which we gave them long back when Indus Water Treaty was made, or maybe it was even some before that. After that, they did nothing. They fought with each other. They went to the court. There's about 15-20 years they kept fighting because they knew they needed a third dam. They were planning to put one at a place called Kalabag. But in Kalabag, if they put a dam at Kalabag, it would have consumed a huge area in this thing, and people were not prepared to give up that land because it was fertile land. It's on Indus. Compensation was high, everything. So politically, it could not have. Nawaz Sharif tried his best. It didn't work. This was about 15 years back. Finally, the second alternate was Daimar Basha. Now, Daimar Basha is here on Indus between Gilgit Baltistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa on the border. So they wanted to go and put it there. So there's a problem. They went first to the World Bank for money to fund that. Now, Daimar Basha is in POK. So the World Bank said, okay, we'll give you the money, no problems. But they either went to World Bank or IMF, one of the two. I don't remember, but they went to one of them. They said, this is in POK. It is in, disputed territory. We can't give you funding in disputed territory. So get a NOC from India. India didn't give them an NOC, naturally. So for a long time, it went up and down, and nothing happened. Finally, 4 years back, they went to China when the Belt and Road Initiative was, or the CPEC was starting. China said, we'll fund it. But the Fauji's were bloody smart. They said, no, CPEC mein nahi karna hai. Because CPEC was being driven by Nawaz Sharif. So the Fauji's at that point of time, Kani and company, and then of course Bajwa, and with Imran Khan. Imran Khan was part of the thing. No, we'll not let this thing. So it was taken out of CPEC. Water, anything to do with the dam, all dam related projects was taken out of CPEC. And all those were given directly. Who were they given to? In this, the one chap who's contracting it is a Chinese guy to build the Daimar Basha Dam. The other guy is the FWO, Frontier Works Organization. Whose Frontier Works Organization? Fauji Foundation. They have taken this contract. Now, this is very funny. That dam is being built by the Chinese corporation and the FWO from Pakistan. So FWO will own it. That means this dam is being owned by the Pakistan army. Happiness. They're going to make money. The revenue for this dam, they're going to sell electricity, whatever they're going to do, is going to go to the army. And the Pakistan state will pay the army. That's the story here. Okay. So there's loot. I said, no, loot. This is it. Any case, why the problem with Tarbela and Mangla is they're silted up. I'll talk of Tarbela and Mangla a little later. Both are silted. They dip to dead water levels in summer or lean season. There's not enough water to draw from both these dams. As a result, they kept doing this, silt kept getting accumulated in Mangla and Tarbela. Now the status is, even when Daimar Basha is made, the publicity and every talk in Pakistan is, oh, when Daimar Basha comes, our water problems will finish off. It will not happen. What Daimar Basha will do is it will make up 50% only. 50% of the loss of water due to silting of Tarbela and Mangla as and when it is made. And when it will be made, it will take another 10 years. By 10 years, the silting would be so bad in Mangla and Tarbela, they might be blood useless. Okay. So this is their problem. They have never desilted, they have done no technical thing to desilt both these dams. Okay. This is Mangla Dam. Where is Mangla? It's on Jhelum. So it's on one, the two feeders into Mangla. So it comes from here. This is the dam. This is the Mangla Cant. Okay. Now, the main waterway into that is Jhelum. And the main two waterways behind that are the Kishan Ganga and Jhelum. Right past Muzaffarabad, they merge and they come down. Okay. And this is Tarbela. This is Tarbela Dam and this is the reservoir. It's just along the Indus. It's a valley. Indus flows in a valley there. So, very straight. And there's no other place they can this thing. Both are silted. Okay. Now, this I've shown. You see the amount of dams down below, and they're not dams, they're all barrages and headworks. Okay. And now we'll not go into this thing we have seen earlier. Now let me talk of a little bit about Mangla and Tarbela, so that you people know what it is. Now there is heavy sedimentation, water storage capacities have reduced, and there are seasonal water shortages in both these dams. Now, Tarbela receives about 200 million tons of sediment influx. I'm not talking water, sediment influx annually. And it has lost 36 to 40% of its live storage capacity. Right? With estimates indicating its useful life could be exhausted as storage fills. Estimated another 10 years, the storage of Mangla Dam will be zero. Useful life. Okay. Now, whatever sediment comes, it could block all tunnels of canals and everything. That's a different story. Mangla, that is Tarbela. Sorry, not Mangla, that's of Tarbela, the main one on Indus. Tarbela is on Indus. Mangla also, the situation is almost the same. Mangla has probably got maybe about 15 years it will run. But that's it. The dead level and climate variability affects them quite a bit. Okay, now this is the canal network in Pakistan. You will see canal network is quite extensive, and they built a very good canal network actually. If they can maintain that canal network, they have no problem. But they never maintained it. That's the problem. Now look at this. You see, if you look at this, let's have a look at it. If you look at this is the Satluj, this is the Ravi. Now, from Ravi and Satluj, no water flows in or minimum water flows in. They know that. They're dry. And their waters are from Chenab, Jhelum and Indus. Now, they know that if no water comes here, then entire Punjab, this is heartland Punjab, will go dry. So, what they did, they built a canal system like here. They transferred water from Indus to Jhelum, Jhelum to Chenab, Chenab to Ravi, Ravi to Satluj and goes down. Those links I've given here. Rasool Kadirabad link canal, Kadirabad Baloki is here. From Baloki to Sulamanki and Sulamanki to down below through the Hakra channel. Okay, there's a Hakra branch, it goes in that canal system. That Hakra and all can't be seen here because it's too small. On the north also they have, from Chashma, they take to Rasool. So if there's less inflow into Jhelum, they transfer water from Indus to Jhelum. They have a very good system. Also, they have a thing from Chashma to Taunsa they can put, and Panjnad, which is a major thing. Now, they have a very well laid out system, but it is ill maintained. That is why their problems are. If it had been maintained, there had no problem really. Now, this Damar Basha. So, understand this story also. This fraud. Right? Now, this is a multi purpose mega dam made by Chinese. Right? Um, it has been built by Chinese so that they can get around IMF and India's objections. Okay. Like I earlier said, this is a deal between China and the Pak Army, FWO. Now, this will serve KP and Gilgit Baltistan. That height is pretty high. It is 272 meters. Cost is going to be 12 to 14 billion dollars, which they don't have. So it's going to be complete China owned initially. Right. Water storage compensate for loss of storage due to silting of older dams. But if it's going to take another 10 years to come, then it will not do that also. Right. So their overall storage capacity in Pakistan, there will be no change. In fact, it might go lesser. It might be likely to be completed by 2029. That was the initial estimates. Okay. There will be slippages. Right. And it has some problems, but I'm sure Pakistan and China will get over all those problems. Right. Today is 2026. It's already in construction for 4 years. Another 6 to 10 years it will take. Maybe by about 2035, this dam will be online. By 2035, Mangla or Tarbela, one of them would be closing. Silted. So there's a problem. There's a huge problem in Pakistan, which is their own making. It's not Indus, IWT. Nothing. We don't have to do anything. If we keep quiet and let Pakistan do what it wants, anyway, in the next 4 or 5 years, they'll be pretty sunk. All you have to do is take water from our eastern rivers. Ravi. Satluj se वैसे भी पानी नहीं जाता. Because entire Satluj water comes down along the Indira Gandhi Nehar to Bikaner. Up to Bikaner, water comes from the Indira Gandhi Nehar. One of these days, I'll explain that also. It's only the Ravi water which goes. So if you do an interbasin water transfer from Ravi to Satluj and do Satluj Yamuna link canal, you will solve your problems and you will create problems for Pakistan. They have no water. It's only Ravi water they are using, our water. So we have not used our own water. You forget violating IWT. What violations these staffs are talking is very little. Now China is bloody jumping here. We'll finish the dam earliest and all that. So what if you finish the dam earliest? There's no big deal. If you finish the dam earliest, it might fall. And the Chinese and no, not Chinese, the Pakistanis are worried. They have a Neelam Jalam project. Okay. Opposite our 104 Brigade sector, Titwal. There's a project there. That dam has developed cracks. Chinese built. So they have a problem there. Oh, they are worried. Yeah, we have given it to the Chinese, this big Daimar Basha dam. Will that also develop cracks? We don't know. So these are the hard realities which I'm covering. They have some other problems. Pakistan. Okay, waterlogging and salinity. Wherever you take water and goes, these are all unlined. Another funny thing is Pakistan uses unlined canals. Lining means you have to put cement or sheets or something like that. No, it costs money. There's no maintenance. Unlined canal means water goes. So there's a lot of water seepage out of these canals. What does happen along this? Water goes and seeps in and resurfaces in the side, because the entire Pakistan, that where this goes, the Indus flows, and wherever this Jhelum, Shelum, all these rivers flow, It's all in the desert. So there's salinity. And in deserts there's no seepage. The water can't get out anywhere, so it will come up again. And underneath is all clay, so the water can't go into the ground beyond a point. It will come out. Water is thrown up, and it is all saline water because the desert fundamentally has salt. So wherever there is salinity which comes up, that area is not irrigatable also, irrigable, or you can't grow anything there. I mean, this problem is something which you have to see to understand. I learned it when I was in this area of Ganganagar, Suratgarh, all Majan, that belt, Anupgarh, Shaka. I've done a lot of exercises there, so I know. Along large stretches of the Indira Gandhi Canal, when you drive on it, you can see water on both sides, stagnant water, and trees are all dried up there. So I used to ask, यार ये क्यों हो गया? साहब यहाँ color पड़ गया. They call it color पड़ गया. So that means salinity. So that problem is there. It's salinity along the canal, the water comes up. But if you see really from that place to another 2 to 3 kilometers, you can't grow anything. Nothing grows. And they were at that time, I'm now talking by long back. Yeah? At that time, they were trying their best to do something about it. They could do nothing about it. They have inequitable distribution and theft. Typical Pakistani, वो एक दूसरे का गला काटेगा. Whoever is at the head of the water, he'll चोरी कर लेता है. Right? And politically, if you have a land, you'll ensure you will get water, and the chap who doesn't have any political help doesn't get water. He'll pay for it, but he doesn't get water. He'll pay for it, and if you have political pull, you'll get water. That happens. It's common in Pakistan. Then, of course, seepage and evaporation, I've said. Siltation and poor maintenance. I've been saying this from the evening. So these are the basic problems of Pakistan. Problem is not IWT. Please. The problem is not in Indus Water Treaty. That's why I'm taking the trouble of explaining all this to everyone. For God's sake, all of you must show this video to everyone. The problem, again, I repeat, is not Indus Water Treaty. Yeah, if you have a tap and you close your own tap, why are you blaming me? I am not closing your tap, you are closing your own tap. Okay, that's the problem. I hope you people are understanding why I'm doing this. So that when all this nonsense comes, please show this to your friends. Okay. They have other problems. They have problems of drainage obstructions. Why drainage obstructions? Because these canals and barrages and all, they have been constructed in a way which is against the normal drainage. At places they've used lift systems also. Because the Baloki Link Canal and that Rasul Kadirabad Canal links Jhelum to Ravi, Ravi to Satluj, and Indus to this thing. Now, those are all against the run of the grain of the land. So, the normal drainage they've interfered with. And they're not got a fix for this. And then there's a problem between one province and the other, one tahsil and the other. And then, of course, climate change. And climate change is playing havoc with them. Yeah, there are whole lot of studies which have been done. Climate change is straining Pakistan's water. Tensions with India could make it worse. You see, this is a time when they should tell India, let's be friends, let's solve our problems together. Because India can solve its problems with climate change. But Pakistan can't solve its problems without India. That I can tell you. That I'm very clear of also. And it doesn't have the money. That's why Imran Khan was right. He used to go and tell everyone, look, We are suffering because of your industrialization. Climate has changed and Pakistan is big. To a large extent, I agree with him. They have a problem. I have no doubt about it. Climate change is the biggest long term risk for Pakistan. And it's not going to alter the total water availability, but the variability of water will be different. It will come in all in a flood and end of story. Right? And as per their reports and international reports, climate warming is expected to drive water demands up by 5 to 15% by 2047. So the requirements are going to go up, water levels are running down, their population is growing up. Where will they go? And India will, by making one dam a little bigger or smaller, you think will affect it? They have problems. They have glacial lake outburst floods, like it happened in Sikkim. They have it regularly along the CPEC route. There is variable water flow in Indus. Salinity, I have said all this. 6.69 million hectares of Pakistan's 22 million hectares of land are affected by salinity. One third is no more arable. They are losing 1 lakh acres of land a year. Pakistan has more than 13,000 glaciers. Pakistan has more glaciers than any other country in the world outside the polar regions. And the glacial melts give 60 to 75% of Pakistan's entire freshwater supply. It is a lifeblood for 90% of their agriculture. And melting has increased. And they have already 3,000 lakes in their glacial areas. Where are those glacial areas? Everything west of Siachen Glacier. Everything west of Siachen Glacier, right up to Nanga Parbat and beyond. That entire thing is all glaciers. And they're melting. And there are global, what shall I say, glacial lake outburst floods. Regularly, the Karakoram highway closes, and that is CPEC. As it is, that is a very dead loss. Okay. Till few years back, Pakistan was a net exporter of food. Today, it is net importer. Some people said it had a bumper crop. So what if it had a bumper crop this year? Next year, it will not. And their overall food situation is irreversible. There is a problem. And all this, they made this something called Green Pakistan Initiative. What is this Green Pakistan Initiative? It comes under the Special Investigation uh, Investment Facilitation Council, that is SIFC of Pakistan, Asim Munir. See this, he went and inaugurated, both these jokers inaugurated this Green Pakistan Initiative. As per this, they made 6 canals. The details of canals are here. I've shown in this. Other day I just spoke. There are 6 canals here. Okay. And those 6 canals, along these 6 canals, they have sold land to corporates, funded by people from outside. That money is actually Pakistani money and army money, which they have funneled it from back from outside, as say, showing it as foreign direct investment. And they're going to do corporate farming there. They built 2 canals and there were problems in Sindh and they had to stop it. But knowing Asim Munir, he will restart it. The day this happens, Pakistan's water problem will increase even more. Because money of these 6 canals will go to Asim Munir and company at the expense of the Pakistani people. So the problem is, see, if you close IWT, the problem is not for the Pakistani man on ground, on the farm. It is for these Faujis. असली पता है हमें क्या कहानी है। ये कहानी मैं बता रहा हूं आप लोगों को, सो दैट उसने बोला ना ये कहानी अपने बच्चों को सुनाइए। वो अब पिछले साल 17 अप्रैल को इसने बोला था, बोलिए पाकिस्तान की कहानी है ये, पाकिस्तानी की कहानी जरूर अपने बच्चों को सुनानी है आपने। किस तरीके से अपने फौज ने अपने अवाम को लूटा है। Look at this.
The government of Pakistan wants to take 6 canals, Che Canal, from the Indus River and the Satluj. There's no water in the Satluj. Where are you getting this water from? The Indus, they're trying to pump the water from Tonsa Barrage and throw it in Cholistan. There is not enough water past Sakhar Barrage to feed these 4 million acres of land that they're trying to irrigate in the middle of the desert, that they're calling cooperative farmings. Now, when you say cooperative to someone like me who's had a bit of a hippy-dippy education, cooperative to me means farmers come together and decide how they cooperate and do their land. No, that's not what they mean. They are leasing land to big wealthy individuals. I met someone the other day who said, I've leased 5,000 acres from the army for my cooperative farm. He's a big businessman. He's not a gharib that he needs 5,000. 5,000 acres. That's phase 8. Is 5,000. Phase 8 is 4,000 acres. That amount of land going to one person is insane. And this is what is happening in our country. And this will dry our river. This will kill our dolphins. And this will kill the people of Sindh. This will bring the people of Sindh to starvation point. And if this plan continues, there are only dark days ahead.
ये देखो ये पाकिस्तानी है. See this truth.
The government.
Okay. As far as we are concerned, we don't have to abrogate the treaty. We just have to keep it in abeyance. In phase 1, just take our share of water as per treaty. As far as phase 2 is concerned, don't do anything. Just publish the plans and say, भैया ये हम करने वाले हैं. Right? And just ensure Pakistan gets its share of water when we want it, not when they want it. You can do it. You can do it today. There are methods without doing anything to the Indus Water Treaty. You have to turn the people of Pakistan against the army. You have to have a plan for it. We don't have a plan for that. We have a plan to listen to these fools. Listen to him.
We find ourselves confronted with precisely such a challenge. It is important to underscore that our concerns are not merely based on Indian statements. India has followed up its belligerent statements with illegal actions. These include projects to create reservoirs such as Sawalkot, Kithia, Kawar, etc., the expansion of existing structures such as Baglayar and Salar, and most alarmingly, diversion projects on the Indus, Chenab, and Ravi rivers. In total, at least 17 such projects that will drastically alter the river system as a whole, giving India the tools for hydro hegemony that it so desires. The stated policy of our eastern neighbor to
see such videos are going, and we are not even coming out with our version of what Pakistan is doing. What is the reality? That is why I put this out. I want every one of you to ensure your friend sees it. Okay. Look at this fellow. He doesn't even know why are you chaps yapping? We are already diverting Indus River. We are doing no diversion so far. You know, some of our people here, they jump. Oh, ye karenge, wo karenge. Yeah, you don't have to do it first. You don't have to shout. That fellow will go and shout to everyone. You'll turn public opinion against yourself. Like fools. Instead of turning his opinion against him, you're turning his opinion against you. You don't know what the truth is. The truth is he's killing himself. अगर वो मर रहा है तो मरने दो यार उसको. But you tell what is the truth of their story through official channels. I can't imagine why we are doing this. And then you have this fool.
मोदी कहता है कि हमारा पानी रोकेगा. मोदी कहता है कि वो इंडस वाटर ट्रीटी को नहीं मानता. जनाब स्पीकर, मोदी की ये भूल है. पूरा पाकिस्तान इनका मुकाबला करने के लिए तैयार है, इनकी साजिशों को नाकाम करने के लिए तैयार है. अगर पाकिस्तान का पानी बंद करने पे ये अड़े हुए हैं तो जनाब स्पीकर पाकिस्तान जंग के लिए तैयार है.
See, they are trying to divert everything to us. And we are accepting it. He's prepared. He says he can do nothing but except stand in that parliament, and he's getting votes. I will fight and I will go to war with India. भैया किस लिए लड़ रहे हो? तेरा पानी तो हमने लिया ही नहीं अभी तक शुरू ही नहीं हुआ है. ये तो ट्रेलर भी शुरू नहीं हुआ यार, अभी तो पूरा पिक्चर बाकी है. You sort out your problems. You created a problem for yourself. You sort it out first. Why are we not talking of that? I hope you people have understood what I am trying to say. I would like this video to go viral.